These are the top 3 reasons why traditional education has programmed you to be broke. What's going on, everybody? Nick Santanastasso here, and I help people just like you master their internal world so they can have anything they want in the external world. What we also do on this channel is we also help people like you build their brand, their business, and their legacy through communication in stages. Now in this video, we're going to teach you the top 3, well, not one, but the top 3 reasons why traditional education has programmed you to be broke. Now what do I mean by programming? Well, neuroscience shows that from the age of 0 to 7, your model of the world, meaning the things that you believe, the meaning you attach to things, the way that you view people, things, all these different things in the world, was cultivated between 0 and 7 years old because your brain was in what we call theta state. Now you may be asking, what is theta state? Well, theta state is the door to the subconscious mind, meaning you were very suggestible, right? You were born, they said dog, and you said dog. That's a bird, you said bird. But there's a few other things that you were taught and you believed that aren't really empowering. And so I'm going to share a few things that you may have heard as a little boy or a little girl. And if you've ever heard these things, I just want you to drop in the comments below, I've heard that, or I heard this, right? We can't afford that. Rich people are evil, they're greedy, they probably screwed someone over for that Lamborghini. This is my favorite one. Money doesn't grow on trees. I don't know if you knew this, but they printed in a building. They printed way too much money. So money does grow on trees. But what about this? Big boys don't cry. Or big girls don't cry. At an early age, you believed that you couldn't afford it. At an early age, you believed money was hard to make. At an early age, maybe your meaning that you gave rich and money was evil. Rich people are evil. We can't have money. And as a little boy or a little girl, you were taught that you shouldn't cry and you shouldn't show your emotions. I'll tell you this, a true man and a true woman is someone who can work through the internal emotions, because in order to heal it, you have to feel it. And if you never feel it, you will never heal it. And by the way, before we move on, in no way, shape, or form am I throwing stones at whoever raised you. If you want to liberate yourself, if you want to break the chains, if you want to break out of the matrix, whatever you believe in, you must understand that whoever raised you is doing the best they could with what they knew and their conditioning. As humans, we only know what we know. It's one thing if you're born into these specific beliefs, but it's another one if you die with these poverty beliefs. It's up for you to break the shackles, to break the chains, to break the generational curses, to give your offspring more empowering beliefs. How did the traditional educational system program us to be poor? Well, there's a few reasons. The first one that we're going to put up here is what we call decision making. We were programmed to make decisions in a specific way, and I'll break it down. So for example, when you're in school and you had a multiple choice test, you had a right answer and you had a what? You had a wrong answer. Now if you're really smart, you understand that you actually had 3 or 4 wrong answers, true or false. You had 3 or 4 wrong answers and only 1 right answer. So as you take these tests, and by the way, you're graded on these tests and you kind of tie your value to these tests, you were programmed and indoctrinated that there is a right decision and there's a what? There's a wrong decision. But what if I were to tell you that's not true? What if I were to tell you that most of your progress and your breakthroughs is going to be coming from unlearning the things people taught you? So you were programmed that there's a right decision and there's a wrong decision. But the truth is that every single decision that you make in your life, moving on from this point on, you're going to understand that every decision you either gain something or you lose something. But the only bad decision is not making a decision. There is no right decision. There is no wrong decision. Every single decision, you're going to gain something and you're going to lose something. The only bad decision is not making a decision. I want you to jot this down, that poverty thinking is staying in indecisiveness. If you look around and you study people who don't have money, who aren't successful, they stay on the fence. They say yes, they say no. They make a decision and then they take back on it. But successful people make decisions quick. If I had fingers, I'd be snapping my finger right now. Successful people make decisions fast and they figure it out on the back end. And so I want you to understand this. There is no right decision. There isn't no wrong decision. The only bad decision is not making a decision. So if you can stay decisive and exercise the muscle of being decisive, you will have more success, more impact, and more money coming into your life. Now, the second thing that the traditional educational system programmed us to think that is not so true, that leaves us in poverty. The second thing is the difference between cheating and modeling. Now, in the traditional system, If you look at someone who has all the answers, that knows more than you do, that is a master at something that you haven't mastered, and you do that inside traditional systems, you're called a cheater. Now, what's pretty funny is that when you get into the real world, when you get into entrepreneurship, when you become a speaker, a coach, a leader, a thought leader, one of the greatest things that you can do is go find the person who's a master, go find the person with the answers, and either get in proximity to them or pay them a lot of money so they can give you the answers right away. What's pretty interesting is when you were younger, you were called a cheater. But when you're an adult, when you're in entrepreneurship, when you're seeking mentorship, it's called modeling those who have the results that you want. What's pretty interesting is for the majority of our life, probably 17, 18, 19, for some of you 24 years of your life, you were learning a subject from someone who doesn't have a business. Sometimes you're learning business advice from someone who doesn't have a business. Sometimes you're learning how to learn things and memorize things from someone who doesn't know any skills, not a master at anything. That's so dumb to me. And so if you really want to be successful, you're not a cheater. Find someone who has the life and the results that you want and model them. You see, my friend, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just need to make it smoother, and you just need to make it you. And so when you get into entrepreneurship, whether it's a niche, an industry, find 5 to 10 people who are masters at what you want to do and study them, observe them. And if you can pay them, pay a premium to get close to them so they can give you all the answers, because that's how you condense time. What's so interesting is that so many people say time is money. Time is not money. Time is infinitely more valuable than money. And wealthy thinking is using your money to get your time back. And how you do that is you find people who have the life and the results that you want, you pay them a premium to get the answers. And so you're not a cheater, you're someone who's smart, that models the best so you can condense time, because success rewards speed. Now, the third and final way that you've been programmed to think poorly in a traditional educational system, the third and final thing is what we call, and thanks to my amazing editors and my amazing camera guy, because I edit it so it looks like I drew super fast, but I can't draw as fast as you. The third and final thing is what we call immersion versus long-term. How many of you watching this right now, you learned or you were taught Spanish in elementary school, middle school, or high school? Now, for those that said yes, do you still know Spanish? Can you still speak it fluently? The answer is, for the majority of you, my hallucination is probably not. Why is that? Because you only took an hour of your day every single day to learn Spanish. And so it wasn't full immersion. Now you tell me, if I would drop you off in Mexico or Mexico City with no phone, no map, no translator, would you learn Spanish quicker? 100%, because you're back against the wall, but also you're fully immersed. If you really want to learn a skill, you want to learn a language, you want to learn a tool, you want to learn strategies, immersion learning is so much better than this long-term, an hour a day, because you don't really retain it, right? So just think about it. They train you to go from preschool to kindergarten or whatever it is, first grade to second grade to third grade to fourth grade to fifth grade, and on and on and on and on. And then you go 12, 13, 14 years just to get a certificate to prove that you're enough. So what do? They trained you that it takes a long period, someone say long period, it takes a long period of time for you to get a specific result. What if that's not the case? What if you can get the result now? What if you can get the result in just a few days? What if you can get the result in a month? You see, my friend, you don't need to wait a long time to get your result. You can fully immerse in learning something, and you can learn it way faster than 12 years. You can do it in a month. You can do it in a week. You can do it in 6 months. But it all depends on how much you immerse yourself in the environment. If you want to go learn a language, move to Italy. You want to go learn communication and how to build your brand and your business and your legacy off stages, binge watch this YouTube channel. Fully immerse in the knowledge. But these are the ways they keep you stuck. So I said it in the beginning of the video, most of your progress, most of your breakthroughs going to come from you realizing that most of the stuff that you were taught isn't true. And sometimes that's really hard to accept because you've been living a specific way for a very long time. Some of you are 20, some of you are 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old. And so it's time for you to unlearn. It's time for you to wake up and realize that there's a better way to go about it. And so let's recap. The 3 reasons why they keep you stuck is decision making. The only bad decision is not making a decision. Stay decisive. The second one is cheating versus modeling. In school, you're called a cheater. In the real world, go find someone who has the life and the results, pay a premium, get close to them, and go fast. And last but not least is it doesn't take a long period of time to get the result. You don't need to wait 13, 14, 17, 48 years to get the result. Immerse yourself. Obsess over the skill, the tool, the industry, the niche, whatever it is. And I promise you, if you obsess and spend a lot of time, 14 hours, 8 hours, I don't care what it is, you will learn so much faster and you will attain at such a high level. If you like this video and you got value, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, because every single week we're dropping heat just like this. And I want you to remember that knowledge is potential power. The real power comes from you applying the knowledge and implementing and integrating exactly what you learned. Hey my friends, if you like this video, check these other ones out. You'll probably really enjoy this because the truth is, I don't drop things that aren't good. I don't drop things that aren't outstanding. So click one of these because I think you'll get massive value out of them.